Hey, did you see that great new Trek Wars movie yet?
Yeah, it was awesome. I especially liked the music.
I think that was by that composer guy Hubert J. Finkelsteen. Finkelsteen is the best.
Yes, that was Finkelsteen. Not quite as good as Trek Wars Episode 7, but still pretty good.
Well, I don't know anything about music, and I thought it was the best thing I ever heard. Finkelsteen totally rocks.
I sure hope he writes the music for the final episode next year. It would totally suck if they didn't let him finish the series.
It's amazing how much music he composes these days. I don't see how it's humanly possible myself.
Welcome to Bullet Point Entertainment News. We've got some more news on the upcoming writer's strike, as well as an interview with Trek Wars director J.J. Johnson. But first, here's Jill Jones with the breaking story on a scandal developing in film music.
Thanks, Dave. That's right. Tonight, a scandal brewing in the heart of Hollywood movie music. Internal memos reveal discussions between composers and software developers in which the music for scenes from those films were made to order by computers. No comment as yet from the composers themselves, but the studios involved have all issued statements denying any direct involvement. For more on this story, let's check in with investigative reporter Bridget Smith in Hollywood.
Thank you, Jill. I'm in front of legendary studios, where many of the big-budget film scores are recorded, often with orchestras. Someday soon, all this may be replaced by the click of a button. Although studio bigwigs are vehemently denying the use of artificial intelligence in composing movie music, internal memos reveal an ongoing relationship between film composers and software developers. It appears that not only has artificial intelligence advanced to the point of creating music, but it's also managed to capture the essential style and musical voice of Hollywood's top composers. I spoke earlier today with an industry insider who agreed to an interview only on the condition of anonymity.
The honest truth about film composers is that they're worked almost to death. Directors are always asking them to make changes over and over, and telling them to sound more like the temp music. More and more lately, film composers have been turning to artificial intelligence just to stay in the game.
Do you mean to say that every bit of film music is composed by computers?
Not actually very much yet, but I expect more and more in the future. Usually the composer writes most of the score, and then lets the computer take over when the director starts making demands. Instant karma, I'd say.
Do you think that today's revelation will stop the trend toward artificial intelligence in film composing?
No, I don't. I think that it will just go underground. Music written by me, written by computers, will always be around from this time on. Maybe whole movies will be created by computers, from the script to the music to the acting in front of a virtual camera. I can imagine an entire audience of computers with artificial intelligence that would love to watch that. Humans too, I guess.
Thanks very much for talking with us today. Should I just turn you off when I leave?
No, leave me switched on. I have to call my agent.
Bullet Point Entertainment News will return in a moment.
Well, that really bites. Movie music being written by a computer. I feel betrayed.
I don't know. Who cares, so long as it sounds good?
I care. My dad lost his job to automation. This whole company is practically run by computers. What I want to know is where it ends. Are computers going to be running our whole lives now?
Hey, I wonder if Hubert J. Finkelsteen is one of those composers. That would totally suck.
That would make sense. I never liked that music in the first place.
Wait a minute. Last week you said that it was the best thing you ever heard.
Maybe a little bit. But now that I know what I know, I think it sounds artificial. Not like real music from a human being.
Hey guys, maybe we should find out a little bit more about this before we accuse Finkelsteen of cheating.
Welcome back to ArtsBeat. Today in the studio we have film composer Hubert J. Finkelsteen. Good to have you back, Hubert. Ha. Ha.
Thank you. It is good to be back on your program after so many years since my first interview. I look forward to telling you all about my new film score for Trek Wars Episode 8.
Before we get started, Hubert, I wonder if you can tell our listeners about the current scandal rocking Hollywood. Are brains from outer space really writing all our film music?
I think you mean artificial intelligence. Software developers here on planet Earth have been working on computers to make them as intelligent as human beings.
So from what planet did the software developers come? Did they come from Mars?
No, they are just human beings like you and me. The point isn't where artificial intelligence comes from. The point is that some professional composers are using it to help them compose their film scores. Some people feel that is cheating.
I still don't understand. Are you saying that aliens aren't writing music? That computers are writing music? That's boring.
Actually, the music written by artificial intelligence can be quite exciting. It's getting to the point where you can't tell the difference whether a human or an artificial intelligence composed something.
If that's the case, why should humans bother composing anything anymore? You could just retire and let the aliens write all the music.
That's a really good question. The reason why is that humans have the urge to create. I compose music because that is my life. Even if computers took over every aspect of creativity, human beings would still feel the need to make things from their own imagination. We can also see that our audience feels cheated after they paid to listen to music composed by artificial intelligence instead of a human mind.
Oh, I get it. You mean AI. Like customer service bots. Not aliens. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the rest of what you were talking about just now. So do you use computers when you compose, Rupert?
Computers are part of the process of my composition, yes.
Aha. So that means that the music for Trek Wars Episode 8 was written by a computer. You should return your 3 Oscars, because obviously you didn't really earn them.
Wait a second, I didn't use artificial intelligence to compose my music.
That's right, we're not talking about artificially intelligent aliens writing music anymore. We're talking about computers writing music, and you, Mr. Finkelsteen, are busted. You heard it here first on ArtsBeat.
Hang on a second, computers don't write my music. I work out my ideas using a computer, and then use the computer to create a musical score.
What you're saying is that your ideas go into the computer, and then the computer writes out your music? That means the computer is writing your music?
Yes, but...
Case closed. Thank you and good night.
Hey there, this is your orchestration tutor Thomas Goss, with a little bit of an afterword. The preceding cartoon was just a humorous look into the future to see what might happen if the current trends in artificial intelligence gradually make their way into the film music business. But the underlying question is pretty serious, and I've even read messages from some young composers who are wondering if they should bother trying to start a career in music at all. The answer goes back to what you think the word art means. A lot of people think of art as a finished work, like a musical score or a painting hanging in a museum. In film music, that idea gets defined as a product to be consumed and appreciated by a customer. But if you really make art yourself, then art isn't a product, it's a process. The act of art is what matters. An artist can only grow through a series of artistic acts. That growth literally changes who you are as a person, which in turn makes ever greater works of art possible. And that is the big difference between humans composing music and artificial intelligence being programmed to create music. With humans, it will always be a process of growth and a part of a life path. For artificial intelligence, the outcome is bound to be thought of as a product, especially if directors and composers start relying on computers to help get the job done. Now, that doesn't mean that we composers can't use computers in collaborative ways, or that we can't elevate what computers create into higher forms of art. Of course we can, but that's still part of a human creative process. I think in the end, though, our audience will eventually come to mistrust the use of artificial intelligence taking the place of human ingenuity, especially as our future becomes more and more assisted and managed with the help of computers. We're going to start valuing the contrast between letting a machine think for us and thinking for ourselves, and people who don't know much about what composers and creators do are going to hold us to the task of being leaders rather than programmers. So I think that's all the more reason to create beautiful works of music that really say who you are, and not to be afraid. So get back to work.